Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Go on Valentine's Day. The last game they lost, as Sam mentioned, to Chittard, 73-68 for the home team in Covenant Christian. They're led by head coach Scott Flatt, 161 and 173 in his 15th year. And he's got some guys on this squad that can really score the basketball. Leading scorer, Noah Hedrick, 17 points, 5 boards, 80% from the free throw line and 44% from the field. But his team is led by his seniors. And he's got some great seniors on this team, including the point guard Ethan Maudlin, Sam Fulbright. We mentioned Noah Hedrick and also Cameron Schurig. But a guy that they're getting back that hasn't really played a lot this year is their main guard and their main point guard, Gus Chikamba.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how he's going to fit in because he made his season debut earlier this week, a 104-72 win over Central Christian, had 8 points and 6 assists in that game. And, he's been a crucial part of this program but has been out for most of this season. And, I've been really impressed with Ethan Maudlin, seeing this team a few times. He really commands the offense well. He knows how to kind of set up this defense. He's a team leader out there, and he runs the offense very well. And this is the team that shoots it extremely well. 4 seniors and a junior. They all shoot over 36% from 3, at least their starters, other than Cameron Schurig. I guess he's at 30% now that I see that. But they're really good shooters. And so I'm interested to see how Gus Chikamba fits back in because, you look – for fans, you look at a team like the Pacers with Victor Oladipo coming back. Now, Gus Chikamba doesn't quite make the impact that Victor Oladipo does for the Pacers, but he's still a main guard. And where does he fit in with Ethan Maudlin and the rest of the guards, Trey Flatt? So that's something that's going to be interesting to see how this team deals with that as they head towards sectionals. But they can score with anybody. I had a game of theirs earlier this year where they scored 12 points in 22 seconds. I mean, it's just a flurry when they put you in a press. And you look at Cardinal Ritter, they turn it over nearly 15 times per game. So that's going to be something that Covenant Christian is looking to exploit.
Luckily for Coach Flatt, Chikamba is a senior, so is Maudlin. So they've had 4 years to play with each other. So the adjustment will be a little tricky, but it shouldn't take them as long as some more teams will. We got about 6:40 left until tip-off for tonight's matchup. It is senior night here at the Andrew Smith Court here at Covenant Christian High School. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit deeper into this matchup. You're listening to Covenant Christian Basketball on Indiana SRN.
I think at Covenant there's, especially at all the fine arts, whether it's in the art or after the concerts or the productions, there's always a feeling of worship surrounding everything, and it's hard to describe, but it can bring people to tears, like the performers or the audience. Like last year after the Christmas concert, I saw my dad cry just because it was so touching. Growing up as the youngest, I've done everything with them, and so getting to come to high school with them and do theater with them, it was just one of those other things that you get to do together as siblings.
Getting to do choir and theater is such a big family. It's really special, and people are always there to encourage you and actually love you. It's not just like shallow compliments, it's true friendship and genuine love.
So it's a lot of fun to be able to help each other out and to just be there with each other during all of these things.
Something about Covenant music that I've noticed and Covenant theater is that the teachers and leaders of the projects we're working on, our concerts or music, they never stop working harder. There's never a point where they're just like, it's fine, it's good enough. But we keep striving towards excellence, and I think you hear that at concerts and performances.
Covenant is worth it because you can be yourself and there's always a family for you. So if you're on the fence with whether or not you think you'll fit in, there's always someone who's going to fit in there with you. And there's always people who's going to be willing to love you. And it's just a great place. And one of those things where, like, if you're on the fence, come and experience it because nobody can describe how great it is.
I'm Sarah. I'm Hannah. I'm Leah.
I'm Rachel.
We're the Davidson sisters, and fine arts is the reason Covenant is a fit for us.
Players, fans still heading into Andrew Smith Court here on the campus of Covenant Christian. It is senior night, as we mentioned, right before break. And Sam, the stands are starting to get packed. The student section is loud, and they are ready to get going here. And for the seniors, you kind of have to put your emotions aside in a game like this, realizing that this could be your last game played here on this court and in front of the fans. Again, each team will go to sectionals and try to make their way there, but a lot of those sectionals will not be played on their home court. So what's going through the minds of the players right now for both teams, as Covenant Christian recognized Ritter seniors as well. So what's going through the minds of the seniors here?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to treat it like a normal game. They've already had the senior night celebration. Your parents are on the court. Each of these players also brought a teacher that they that they thought was especially impactful. So that stuff's over with. You're not worrying about a halftime celebration or a post-game celebration. That stuff's over with. You're focused on the opponent, and that's Ritter. And I'm sure Coach Flatt, he's been here 15 years. I'm sure he's not letting his team overlook Ritter despite their 5-14 record because of the challenge that they bring and the size that they bring. I mean, Ogletree's 6'6". They bring Christian DeCosta off the bench at 6'9". They've got a couple starters at 6'2" as well, and they rebound really well, nearly 30 rebounds per game. And so I'm sure he's got them prepared. And the seniors just try to block it out. This is a place, this is a gym that they come to every single day, and they're trying to treat it like another game here on their home court.
Last meeting between these two teams, Cardinal Ritter wound up winning that game 93-63. That game was played on February 15th, 2019. If Ritter wants to get another victory tonight, Sam, against this Covenant Christian team, what are they going to have to do and vice versa for Covenant?
They're going to need to be able to spread out this Covenant Christian defense. They're going to have to hit some shots from the outside, and that's not their forte, but they're going to have to sprinkle that in because Covenant's got some pretty solid size, and if they're able to collapse in against a team that shoots just 26% from three like the Raiders do, then it might be a long night for this Ritter offense. But if they're able to kind of spread them out a little bit, get Ogletree on his own in the post, and let him go to work, then they've got a good chance. They also can't turn it over. We saw a game earlier this month between University and Heritage Christian where Heritage Christian was trying to hang in there. They didn't really have the firepower, but they were trying to hang in there. And then on, I believe it was 4 straight possessions, they turned it over. And it wasn't a full court press like what you see Covenant do at times. It was straight up just entry passes that were being stolen away. And those 4 possessions led to baskets. Some of them led to baskets at the other end, some of them didn't. But either way, that's where the game got out of hand. You can't have a bad stretch on the road against a good team like this in Covenant Christian. So if I'm Ritter, you got to hold onto the ball. You got to be able to stretch the defense and let your big man Ogletree go to work.
For Covenant Christian, again, they are coming into this matchup 14-7, trying to get all the momentum that they can before sectional play. Their next game will be played February 25th at Cascade, which as of today, they come in with a record of 8-12 for Cardinal Ritter. They're trying to gain some momentum going into sectional play. Again, they come into tonight's match at 5-14. Not going to get any easier. Their next game comes February 25th against Providence Cristo Rey, who, as of today, comes into that matchup at 17-3. So Ritter's got a tough slate here with the game tonight against Covenant Christian and next week against Providence Cristo Rey. We got about 40 seconds here, so we're going to take you all the way to the prayer. But again, on the Andrew Smith court, we have the Covenant Christian Warriors facing off against the Cardinal Ritter Raiders. One of the last few matchups of this Friday night high school basketball until we get into sectional play. Girls are almost into their finale of their season, so make sure you stay tuned. We have a bunch of games on our Indiana SRN networks. This pregame show was brought to you by College Hunks and Movers. We can move anything at any time. Give them a call, 317-739-4262. Tip-off is next between Covenant Christian and the Cardinal Ritter Raiders. You're listening to Covenant Christian Basketball on Indiana SRN.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs, We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy. Designed to help you win, PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
And welcome back to Andrew Smith Court, where we have a great matchup for you tonight here on Friday Night High School Hoops. We have the Covenant Christian Warriors facing off against the Cardinal Ritter Raiders. Alongside Sam Rumsup, I am Charles Benberry. Thank you for joining us in tonight's matchup. Let's go ahead and get the starters for tonight's matchup. First off, we'll start with Cardinal Ritter. Starting off at one of the guards will be number 2, Jordan Turner. Also at another guard position, number 11, Austin Sulzer, At a forward position, number 23, Zion Williams. At another guard / forward position, number 30, Aiden Canyon. And forward / center, and the main focus for this Cardinal Ritter team, number 34, Damon Ogletree. For your Covenant Christian Warriors, they will be starting off down in the post, number 31, Cameron Schurig. At guard, number 10, a point guard. Running the point for this team will be number 10, Ethan Maudlin. Also in the starting lineup, number 11 will be Gus Chikamba. Again, coming off injuries. Hasn't played much this year, but he's going to be playing in tonight's matchup. Leading scorer for this Covenant Christian Warriors team, number 23, Noah Hedrick. And also at forward, number 22, Sam Fulbright.
And cool to see Gus Chikamba, just the second game of the season, but getting the start, all 5 seniors getting the start. Trey Flatt coming off the bench, and what a sixth man that is.
Yeah.
If you're Coach Scott Flatt, bringing your son off the bench, Trey averaging over 13 points a game, just a bulldog of a defender. But excited to see what that guard duo of Chikamba and Maudlin does. It's a really fun team to watch. You're in for a treat if you haven't seen Covenant play this season. They really can shoot it. They do a great job of pressing when they want to. And, between that and the matchup with Damon Ogletree, I'm excited for this one tonight.
So Covenant Christian will start and move the ball from your screen right to left. In the jumping circle will be Damon Ogletree for the Raiders and Noah Hedrick for the Warriors. Both teams trying to gain momentum going into sectional play, and Covenant Christian will have the first opportunity to right the ship towards sectionals. Maudlin controls near the logo. This Covenant Christian team comes in averaging about 63 points per game. They're going to start off with the left wing, and that is a three-pointer. Sam Fulbright gets this game started with a 3.
As we mentioned, 4 of the 5 starters shoot over 36% from 3. They love to shoot it. They make nearly 8 per game.
Ritter tries to combat on the opposite end, and the first jumper from them is no good, but an offensive rebound taken in by Jordan Turner. That shot missed by Austin Sulzer, and they're going to reset the offense for Ritter.
Rebounding going to be a key. As I mentioned in the pregame, the Raiders average over nearly 30 rebounds per game.
Second shot for Ritter is good. That's a three-pointer by Aiden Cannon. So this game tied at 3 on the other end. Good defense by Ritter. Knocks it off Cameron Schurig. And a turnover for the Warriors.
Great atmosphere here, a full gym. Ritter, of course, on the northwest side. Not a long trip over here to West 21st Street. So excited for the atmosphere here.
You mentioned the full court press that Covenant Christian likes to employ. They did it right there. And almost a steal. They're going to say Fulbright was on the line right in front of his bench and his teammates on the steal. So possession will stay with the Raiders.
Something else to watch. I enjoy watching Covenant Christian because of how fun their bench has. You know, you hear about bench mobs and everything. The bench, both varsity and JV, they love watching their teammates play and succeed. So you can tell that these guys really like each other and playing with each other.
And it's always good that you have a teammate and a bench that supports you, as Chikamba almost gets the steal on the defensive end. That support's always well, especially when you do good on defense and you always see the benches react and you hear the loud applause from the bench. That always gets you motivated out on the court, especially for these 5 seniors on the court.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially in the JV game, the stands were already almost full, and the bench was still louder than the fans. Here, nice steal here by Gus Chikamba.
Chikamba gets the steal. Thinking about a 3, but instead a drive to the lane is no good. That's Fulbright on the miss. Here come the Raiders.
Good defense by Turner.
Turner tried to find Ogletree in the post. Can't find him. Stolen by Hedrick. Hedrick finds Maudlin right in the corner. Thought about a 3. Elects for a Gus Chikamba 3. He's feeling himself. His first points of the game. All points come from the 3-point line tonight so far. It's 6-3 Warriors. And a double dribble coming down, but here's that 3. Maudlin thought about a 3 in the right corner. Finds Chikamba. And look how deep he was. Volleyball line.
Yeah, just a smooth shooting stroke. And if you're Ritter, you're going to let him have that. You know, a volleyball line 3, but a smooth stroke from Chikamba. Early 6-3 lead.
Chikamba and Fulbright have all 3 of the points for Covenant. Count the basket. Strong drive by the senior, Cameron Schurig. He'll be on the line for one more.
Man, that spin was a beauty, wasn't it? So quick. Spinning into the lane as they get the replay here, just getting past Cannon, and strong hands, too, in order to get that one up to the glass.
Schurig on the year as he misses the free throw attempt. Shoots about 63% from the free throw line. As the trap comes, Ritter does not get it over the half-court line. A 10-second call. There's that half-court defense, and the bench and the student section all in to this matchup, doing their patented 10-second call. Another turnover for the Raiders. Let's see if the Warriors can make them capitalize.
And Ogletree hasn't touched the ball yet on offense.
Maudlin, corner for 3. 4 of the 5 starters have scored for Covenant Christian, They lead 11-3. Other end, Ritter misses. Ogletree, first touch, first shot, no good. Second board is also no good. Here come the Warriors. 4 on 3. Hedrick, Chikamba, wide open, don't do it. It's long, rebounded by Turner. 2 on 1. Turner will take it himself. Layup, no good. Ogletree with the board. He can't complete it again. And a foul is called on the Warriors. Ogletree 0 for 3 to start this game. If that 3 would have went down 14-3, a timeout had to have been called by the head coach, Ron Moore. Here's a replay of that 3 by Maudlin over there in the corner. Chikamba, great pass. Maudlin, great stroke.
At the other end, we saw Turner take it himself, and Cannon was right there for the layup, and he just kind of zoned out of the play. Ogletree was trying to get the rebound put back, and Cannon was just walking to the other end because he was frustrated that he didn't get the pass from Turner, whereas if Turner had found him, it probably would have been a wide open layup. So poor communication, and Turner's got to get his head up and pass there, but also if you're Cannon, you got to stay in the play.
Reach-in foul on Cameron Schurig. That's going to be his first personal and the team's second. 11-3 is our score. Again, 4 of the 5 starters for Covenant Christian have scored. 3 have 3 points. Schurig has 2 as another turnover comes in the form of the Raiders. And again, you see that bench there getting into the game, and they're going to need them to try to beat this Raiders squad tonight. Driving the lane now in the paint. That's Fulbright. He finds Chikamba. Free throw line jumper. That's pure.
And he's trying to make up for lost time with his scoring and his shooting ability. There's Maudlin with the steal.
Maudlin with the steal. Nice no-look pass from Chikamba. Right into Cameron Schurig. And Coach Ron Moore needs some time to think it over. On senior night, the seniors are showing out. 15-3 is our score. We'll be right back on Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
15-3 is our score. 4:11 on the clock. And on senior night, the seniors doing a great job getting an early lead against the Cardinal Ritter Raiders. Here's a quick replay of that steal. Maudlin doing a great job getting his hands on the ball.
Reaching into the passing lane, and then the find to Chikamba and the no-look pass. Oh, just a beautiful sequence there. Ritter completely lost. And the Warriors jumping on the Raiders early.
Maudlin, Fulbright each has 3 points. Gus Chikamba has 5. Cameron Schurig has 4 points. That has your 15. The only scoring from Cardinal Ritter is from Aiden Cannon. He has the lone 3 points from the top of the arc 3. Full court press once again. Ritter's having a hard time breaking the press. Here's Cannon inside the paint. Nice strong move. He gets his 5th point. And that's how you break a press. Other end, Maudlin, floater in the lane. Bounces it once and gets the friendly roll. Covenant Christian can push the tempo when they want to. Led by the backcourt of Maudlin and Chikamba.
When you're that good at defending in the full court press, you're that good at breaking another team's press as well, and we saw it there with Covenant.
Ogletree using his length finally gets some points on the board. Started the game 0 for 4. Other end. A carry is going to be called on Cameron Schurig. That's his 2nd turnover of the game. But you see the pace there, Sam. They score on the one end. Covenant Christian wants to push that tempo down the court.
And that's exactly what they want to do. I mean, they've got the bench guys, too, that can come in, especially now that Chikamba's back. They've got the guys to really run you into the ground.
Austin Soltzer, the point guard. He gets a floater. Free throw line extended. Other end, almost a turnover from Covenant Christian, but it is saved by Noah Hedrick. Hedrick finds Maudlin, drives the lane, cross-court pass, tipped out of bounds by Soltzer. Good defense from him. Raiders have scored 6 straight points to cut this to a 8-point advantage after being down 15-3. Covenant Christian, again, comes into tonight's matchup 14-7. That time Chikamba way off from 3.
Yeah, ill-advised shot there.
Soltzer trying to break the press, finds Ogletree. Ogletree is called for a travel. Had a player cutting to the basket on the baseline, and he realized it just a little too late and tried to make a bounce pass, but dragged his pivot foot.
And when you're uncomfortable like that, he's used to getting the ball in a traditional post sense. He's not used to being the one that's dishing at the top of the key, and so you just caught him off guard a little bit. That's what that press can do. And already another turnover for the Raiders. They've really struggled with that so far.
Chikamba looks at Coach Flatt to get the play call, and Covenant Christian's going to run their offense. It involves Hedrick. He'll get the jump shot. It's blocked. Rebounded by Cannon. Sulzer running the point guard. It's stolen by Chikamba. Chikamba, reverse layup. The nifty move. 7 early first quarter points for Chikamba. Injury does not seem to be slowing him down here. As Sulzer with the spin move can't get the layup. Players on the floor. Raiders, Warriors. The Warriors get it. Here's Hedrick. Hedrick gets the basket, counts the foul. And Hedrick will be on the line, his first points. And now all 5 seniors have scored here in the first quarter. And it's a 21-9 advantage.
And I'll tell you, I was already impressed the few times that I've seen Covenant Christian this year so far. But Chikamba just adds a whole other dimension to this team. And the way that he and Maudlin work together, having 2 floor generals out there just helps move this team forward so much. And, what a perfect time to get a guy like Chikamba back right before sectionals. And, considering that he's been practicing for much of the year, then that chemistry has been there, just not in games. So watching this team just blitz this Raider offense is really fun to watch.
On the other end, after the made free throw, it is blocked. Here's Hedrick once again. Thought about a 3. And now he'll drive. Step back jumper, the senior. That's long, rebounded by Cannon. Cannon Euro steps and takes it himself. He's got 7 of his team's 11 points. You mentioned a strong take from him, and on the other end, Chikamba is called for a carrying foul.
And if there's one thing about this Covenant offense, once they get into the half court, if they're not in fast break, which they have been for much of the night, then, so far, then I do worry that they get a little bit too much into isolation ball. You'd like to see better ball movement in the half court as opposed to guys just trying to take guys one-on-one. And with this hectic pace, we get a few substitutions here. As checking in will be Brock Buckley, Trey Flatt, who has started much of the year.
So some of the seniors will get a break.
And Brian Lomax as well.
Fulbright, the lone senior that stays on the court. Cannon. This Covenant Christian team, as you can see, loves blitzing. Once they cross that half-court line, their defense and trapping leads to another turnover, this time by Fulbright. It's stolen on the offensive end by Ogletree. His length is just something that's going to be hard for Covenant Christian to deal with as Ogletree gets his 4th point. Other end, miss. Tipped up and in on the follow. That's Brock Buckley.
They just move so fast from one end to the other. It's really fun to watch.
The trap once again works to perfection. Here's Buckley, left hand. Here's the jumper on the other end, no good. And now a fast break opportunity. Ritter, layup, no good. But a foul will be called. That's Will Sandifer on the drive. We'll see who that foul is going to be called on.
Foul number 14.
Looks like the foul is going to go on Brian Lomax, his first personal and the team's 3rd, and put Sandifer on the line for 2.
It's an 81% foul shooter, averaging just under 3 points per game.
First free throw attempt is no good.
Such an impressive offensive performance thus far by Covenant Christian. We've seen that a few times this year. They can score with the best of them.
Second attempt is good from Sandifer, so it makes it a 10-point advantage. And we'll see if Covenant Christian wants to hold for the last shot in the hands of Trey Flatt.
Long way to go, but they have scored more than 100 points in 3 games this season. They're almost on pace for that right now with 24 points as we get to the end of the first quarter.
Lomax controlled it. He's got 7. Gets a double screen. Looks for Flatt. Top of the arc 3. Backboard. I didn't hear a bank call, but they're going to count it anyways. And that is how this first quarter ends. A bank 3 on senior night. 27-14 seniors showing out in front of the home crowd. We'll be back with Warrior Basketball on Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back to Andrew Smith Court. Here's that three that ended the first quarter, Sam. Again, I didn't hear him call bank, but Trey Flatt, coming off the bench for tonight's matchup, can light up in a hurry with a good-looking three there.
Excited to see what he does off the bench. I mean, if he's being the sixth man for the remainder of the season, there's not many better sixth men in the state than Trey Flatt. And that can be a tough adjustment. And you start the whole season, you're used to being with that first team, and then you're asked to come off the bench. But, knowing Trey, seeing him play football, seeing him play basketball so far this season, he's a coach's son. I know that's cliched, but he would much rather just win and come off the bench than continue to start. And I'm sure he's embracing this new role.
Ritter trips. No foul is called on that end. Here's Flatt again for three. And he got a player in the air, and a foul is called. The refs looking at Coach Ron Moore. Ron Moore upset. Wanted a foul called for his player on the offensive end. And the ref telling Coach Ron Moore to calm it down just a little bit. It's the third team foul for Ritter. That first quarter brought to you by Piper Logistics, a complete logistics solution for both U.S. and international business. If you're interested, give them a call, 317-396-3916. Schurig on the turnaround jumper is nothing but net.
Little Kobe/Dirk-esque fadeaway there on the turnaround in the post. That was sweet.
Schurig has 6 points, whistle blown, and a foul is going to be called on Covenant Christian. That's on Lomax. That's his third personal foul here in the first half. Wow. And that's going to bring Maudlin back off the bench.
Ethan Maudlin checks in for the Warriors.
He wasn't in very long, was Brian Lomax. Came in late in that first quarter substitution, and 45 seconds here in the second quarter. He's got 3 fouls already. Almost another turnover for Ritter on the inbound pass. Phil Lex for a three, and that is nothing but net from Zion Williams. Not to be mistaken with Zion Williamson. As another three-pointer is taken from Covenant Christian. That's Graham Shelton.
He can really shoot it.
So Ritter responds with a three. Covenant Christian will do one of their own. And this defense from Covenant Christian is just harassing the offense of Ritter. Here's Ogletree in the lane. Can't get the soft floater to fall. Rebounded by Covenant Christian. Flat baseline. Nice pass into Graham Shelton, even though it was tipped. 34-17 is our score.
At times, this offense can make it look like an all-star game. The way that they move the ball, can score effortlessly. It's so impressive.
Ogletree in the paint, no good. And here comes Maudlin. Pass, Flat, corner. That's long, rebounded by Brock Buckley. Maudlin. Ethan Maudlin, second three of the game. Ron Moore's had enough. He's going to call a timeout. 30-second, we'll keep it here. And for Covenant Christian, Sam, that's their, if my math is right, that's their 6th of the game so far in this, early matchup. The defense has played well for Covenant Christian, and they're also doing it well on the offensive end.
They're shooting extremely well, just as they normally do. They're normally a 38% three-point shooting team, which is just really, really solid. I mean, that's a great number. They only make I'm surprised that they make this low of a number at 7. I mean, the way they can shoot it, you think it'd even be higher than that. But just an offensive onslaught so far. And we talked so much about Damon Ogletree in the pregame, and he is very lanky. He does a good job of getting rebounds, but he just doesn't look comfortable in the post. I mean, that's what Covenant does. Even though they don't have the size to completely match up with him, they just make Ogletree uncomfortable in the post. And when he has gotten options, he just it seems to be rushing his shots. And now that Ogletree's out,
well, if you look on the court, Ritter only has 4 players on the court.
That's a little bit of an issue.
So Coach Ron Moore trying to decide who he wants on there. He elects to have Cannon. So we'll do lineups as they go. For Ritter on the court, Zion Williams, Jordan Turner, Zion Williams, and that's Cannon, or excuse me, that's Turner inside the paint as he gets his first point. So Turner, Williams, Michael Miller. Trey Flatt gets the layup.
And Christian DaCosta.
And DaCosta, yep. So those are your 5 for Ritter. As another turnover from Ritter. Maudlin, high scooping layup is good.
Maudlin is just 5'10". He's crafty in the post. We've seen him do the floater. Goes with the high off the glass and the layup there.
Ritter drives the lane, and a foul is called before the shot can be taken. You mentioned pregame that this Ritter team cannot turn the ball over. That's exactly what happened, especially here.
Yeah, we've already lost track of their turnovers. Yeah. I mean, they're well on their way to surpassing their per game total of 15, and that's just what Covenant can do. Getting in the passing lanes, lazy passes. We've seen a lot of those by Ritter, and just quick hands. I mean, you see Flatt getting up in the face, and there's Shelton with the steal.
Layup cannot be completed off the steal by Shelton. Shelton on the ground, and they're going to call a pushing foul, I believe, on Ritter.
That's going to be on Shelton, going the other way. Unfortunate for him because he wanted to almost try to dunk it, but couldn't get the layup to go. And with that being the 7th foul already, we'll have some free throws here, 1 and 1. It looks like Turner will go to the line. He's a 67% free throw shooter, and we also talked in the pregame about this being a team that struggles shooting from 3. Does Cardinal Ritter 26% from 3, but 57% from the foul line. That's going to doom you to failure in a lot of circumstances.
Turner misses the front of a 1 and 1, rebounded by Covenant Christian. That's Caleb Crane controlling the basketball. Maudlin swings over to the far side, driving baseline, almost travels, and turns the ball over. That was Fulbright. Euro in the lane, loses control. Here comes Flatt.
Oh.
Flatt almost loses the ball. Good pressure by Justin Turner, and Turner's called for the foul.
Turner's got to be careful. The ref gave him the side eye as he walked towards the scorer's table. Turner's got a little bit too physical, but I was a little bit surprised there wasn't some sort of travel there because it looked like Flatt didn't really control it, and Turner's quite frustrated, and it just adds to the fact, when you're down 22 points.
Maudlin's going to run the point here. Looks like Ritter switched to a 2-3 zone. Fulbright right corner 3 is no good. Tipped out of bounds by Covenant Christian. Possession will go to Ritter.
They didn't know exactly how to attack it, though. I mean, Flatt just kind of made his way to the middle, then kicked it right back out. Pretty good look. And they'll throw it right to Flatt, and he's going to take another 3. Ooh.
Flatt off the turnover, his second 3 of the game. He's got 8 points. Here's Turner. Changes gears. Right-hand floater in the lane. Gets the friendly roll. So Turner off the quick 3. Gets 2 of his own. And it makes it a 44-21 lead Covenant Christian. And a blocking foul will be called on Michael Miller. Here's that 3 from Trey Flatt. Just an errant pass from Covenant Christian. And the defense didn't get a hand up. And you know what Mark Jackson's saying is?
Hand down, man down.
Hand down, man down. Trey Flatt realized that and took the wide open three.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Williams, you got to know that the flat's going to want to put that up. You've got to trust that your help defense is going to be there in the post if he drives around you because he is that quick. But you just can't have your hand down like that.
Hedrick checks into the game, so flat. Hedrick, Crane, Maudlin, and I believe that
Fulbright,
yep. Excuse me, he's the 5th starter. Crane will try to get on the 3-point barrage. He misses. Offensive rebound. Flat. Maudlin, top of the arc. That's short, but an offensive rebound.
And with Ogletree out there just feasting on the offensive glass.
And you mentioned that Ogletree set the check back in. Another turnover from Ritter. Here's Hedrick. Drives the lane. Too strong. Hedrick and 1. Put him on the line.
Able to adjust his body there against the 6'9" DaCosta.
That's his second foul.
Able to absorb the contact as we see it here. Gets the steal. Hesitates to get the drive around using the glass. And he will go to the line. The 80% foul shooter.
Hedrick on the free throw line, knocks down the and 1. He's got 6 points here in the first half. His team has a 25-point lead as Ritter, when they break the full court press, they still can't score, but Ogletree's there to collect the rebound and get his 6th point of the game. On the other end, that's Flat in the corner for 3. That's no good. Gets the steal. Inbound to Hedrick. Hedrick puts it off the backboard. You mentioned the backcourt here, the guards for this play for Covenant Christian. When you have Maudlin, Chikamba, and Flat, you're going to have a lot of scoring, and that's exactly what Covenant Christian has.
And when you've got those guards, you can be a little bit more aggressive. You can get those foul calls. We saw Lomax already with 3 fouls, but it's not really an issue because you've got a wealth of other guys that can come in. So you can be a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end. And that 3 hit the part of the basket support, so that'll be considered out of bounds. Schurig will check back in.
Flat, Chikamba, Hedrick, Schurig, and Fulbright, your 5 for Covenant Christian. For Ritter, who controls the ball, that's Sulzer running the point. Zion Williamson's out there with Ogletree, Sandifer, and Cannon. Cannon knocks over Chikamba, and a charge. Cannon will pick up the foul. Chikamba does that really well on the defensive end. Chikamba can score the basketball, but he's really known for his defensive efforts. And if you ask Coach Flat, he's one of the defensive leaders on this team.
Yeah, the quick hands that we've seen, and he knows where to be. And that's such a big part of it is just setting yourself up in good position on the defensive end and not getting out of position. So that's what Chikamba's so good at.
Schurig loses the ball through the 2-3 zone employed by the Raiders. Raiders on the offensive end. Here's Ogletree. Drives baseline, use that length. Sandifer thought about a 3, right-hand floater. He's fouled as he drives the basket. And that foul is going to be on Schurig, I believe.
A good take by Sandifer.
That's the 8th team foul on Covenant Christian.
Fouls on number 31, Cameron Schurig. His second foul.
That's Schurig's second. And now Sandifer will step to the free throw line. 79% free throw shooter coming into tonight's matchup. He's 1 and 2 so far in the game. First attempt is good. He's got 2 off the bench. As some lineup adjustments down there in the paint. 49-24 is the score alongside Sam Rumsum. I am Charles Benberry. Thank you for joining us for Indiana Hoops on a Friday night. Got an update from our boss, Keith Myers, at halftime. Buff leads over Heritage 28-27. That game also on our Indiana SRN network, so if that game should happen to be going on after this game, tune into that one. Hedrick left open for 3. That's long. They gets his own rebound. Ogletree skies for the rebound, and he is fouled down in the paint. I believe that foul is going to go against Hedrick.
This is first, but they do have 1-on-1 at the other end. And here's something that kind of interests me. As Ogletree goes to the line, the way that Covenant makes you play differently. You know, granted, Sandifer is a good free throw shooter. He's almost 80%, but Ogletree is clearly their best rebounder. They had Ogletree go to the other end to set up for defense, and they had guards ready to rebound as Ogletree makes his first free throw. But because Covenant moves so quickly, they don't want their best rebounder to be there on the offensive rebounding end because they need him so badly to set up for defense at the other end. That just shows you how Covenant makes you play differently.
Ogletree goes 1 for 2. And now Ritter will try their hand at a full court press. Covenant Christian breaks it easily with Flat. Chikamba, right wing 3. That's short. And Ogletree with another board. Let's see if Ritter can get some momentum going into halftime. They find themselves down 23 points. A deep 3 from Ritter. That's the second 3 made from Zion Williamson. 49-29. Here's Hedrick. Hedrick, top of the arc. Schurig, he'll try a 3. His first three-pointer of the game. He's got 9. 18 seconds to go. Euro in the lane. Ogletree, nice.
Good
layup
find
for him. And now
Good find by
here's
Salter.
Flat. Hedrick in the paint. Off the backboard. Hedrick gets 2. Fast moving into the first half. Half-court shot to in the buzzer. Off the backboard is no good. And that is how this halftime will end. 54-31, a flurry of points to go into halftime. Covenant Christian all over Ritter. Halftime show is next. You're listening to High School Basketball in Indiana, SRN.
I think at Covenant there's, especially at all the fine arts, whether it's in the art or after the concerts or the productions, there's always a feeling of worship surrounding everything, and it's hard to describe, but it can bring people to tears, like the performers or the audience. Like last year after the Christmas concert, I saw my dad cry just because it was so touching. Growing up as the youngest, I've done everything with them, and so getting to come to high school with them and do theater with them, it was just one of those other things that you get to do together as siblings.
Getting to do choir and theater is such a big family. It's really special, and people are always there to encourage you and actually love you. It's not just like shallow compliments, it's true friendship and genuine love.
So it's a lot of fun to be able to help each other out and to just be there with each other during all of these things.
Something about Covenant music that I've noticed and Covenant theater is that the teachers and leaders of the projects we're working on, our concerts or music, they never stop working harder. There's never a point where they're just like, it's fine, it's good enough. But we keep striving towards excellence, and I think you hear that at concerts and performances.
Covenant is worth it because you can be yourself, and there's always a family for you. So if you're on the fence with whether or not you think you'll fit in, there's always someone who's going to fit in there with you. And there's always people who's going to be willing to love you. And it's just a great place. And one of those things where, like, if you're on the fence, come and experience it because nobody can describe how great it is. I'm Sarah.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Leah. I'm Rachel.
We're the Davidson sisters, and fine arts is the reason Covenant is a fit for us.
Recently, I announced my retirement from the Indiana High School Athletic Association after 20 years of service to the organization and 41 years of education. I want to take this opportunity to thank the hundreds of folks who have sent messages from across the country, statewide and locally, thanking me for the service to the association. I'm humbled by all of those messages. I've tried to respond to all of them, and I look forward to greeting you in person in the days to come. And speaking of the days to come, we still have a semester, a half a year left with some great IHSAA championship events coming forward. We're looking forward to a great winter season that's upon us right now, and of course a great spring to conclude our 2019 and 20 school year. As I look back on 20 years here at the association, and particularly the last 9 as commissioner, I think the things that I'm probably most proud of would be the formation of the IHSAA Foundation and the work that the foundation continues to do in training coaches and training young leaders, and also being a philanthropic arm to the association, and the potential of growth for the foundation. I'm very excited about that and looking forward to continuing my involvement with the foundation in retirement. The partnership that we have with Special Olympics Indiana is probably the brightest spot of what I would call my career achievements. The opportunity to have young people with and without intellectual disabilities participate together on a team at their high school to represent their school in a varsity sport through our unified sports program has been tremendously rewarding. And as it continues to grow, I'll watch from afar, but look with pride at what has happened within our membership and the inclusion revolution and what we've been able to do with our friends at Special Olympics. I would tell you that I'll miss the people. I won't miss board meetings. I'll make more tea times, but I'll miss the people. This is a relationships business. You develop relationships with your colleagues, with school administrators and coaches, contest officials, business leaders from our community, and I'll miss the contact with them on a regular basis, but I still plan to keep in contact with them. And then finally, just to thank all of you for all your support of the IHSAA and what we're trying to do with education-based athletics in the state of Indiana.
I think of my philosophy of education, and Jan and I, as homeschooling parents, we really recognized it was our responsibility to educate our children. And so when we thought of basically delegating our children's education to someone else, we prayed about it, and we thought, would we delegate our children's education to someone who didn't believe anything close to what we believe? And we basically said, no, we can't do that. We have to entrust and delegate that role in our children's lives to someone that believes consistently with what we believe. And being able to do that at Covenant was a big step for Jan and I, because having 7 kids and really wanting to see them walk with the Lord and wanting to see them engage their faith for the rest of their life, we wanted that key time in their life to be with someone that we could trust, and that's how we came to Covenant.
Well, we also had some of our children wanted to pursue some higher degrees, Kyle in engineering and Hannah in nursing, Luke in accounting, and we felt that Covenant was a college preparatory school, and just some of the scholarships that they got, so it was definitely prepared them well.
I think the first thing, besides the effort that Covenant has to take the children through 4 years of Bible study, I think it's the way they engage them to try and apply their biblical studies to a worldview and try and take what they're reading and understanding in Scripture and then look at their life situation, the things that are going on in life, their relationships with their classmates, and then apply what they're learning. I think that's a really unique aspect to how they go about teaching them. And I think building relationships around that gives a depth to that relationship. I mean, you're talking about the thing that's most important in your life. Your faith in God, what you believe about Jesus Christ. And when you're discussing those things with people that really genuinely love you and want to see you come to the acknowledgement of the truth, I think it really adds a dynamic opportunity. Besides getting a Christ-centered education, the most important thing that we saw was the relationship development that took place between our children and the teachers.
I think all of our kids have been impacted by at least 2 teachers that they really connected with, and they really drew them out. They developed relationships. It went beyond the classroom.
And that was a real goal of the school. It wasn't just part of the curriculum. It was the heartbeat of the school was to develop relationships with the students, and some of those relationships are still intact. And quite frankly, that's the investment that you're making. You're making an investment and the opportunity for your young person to actually have time to engage a teacher and the teacher to have time to do that. I'm Dan Eganoff, and this is my wife Jan, and a Christ-centered education is the reason Covenant was a fit for us.
I played volleyball and basketball, and I ran track while I was here. And I just loved that I got to do all three. I think, that's not super common, especially anymore, to have multi-sport athletes. And I think the bigger the school you go to, the less common that is. And I think Covenant's really awesome because you can do whatever you want to here, and you can be involved in however many things you want to be involved in here. Coming in, I was expecting a certain thing because I grew up going to private schools, so I think I was expecting the atmosphere to be similar and for me to kind of know what I was coming into, but it was totally different. And I think the biggest part for me was just the relationships that I had with my coaches. In order to develop a deep relationship with someone, they have to know every part of you. And since Christ was such a huge part of my life, I think without that connection, I don't know if I would have been able to develop those relationships with my teammates as much. And I think us all having that common ground, I think that just allowed us to kind of fast forward the personal relational things. And that's why all of my teams felt like families, because we all have this great common foundation and we just get to build from there. And that was what enriched the experience all the more, because when you have that sort of relationship with someone, you want to give it that much more effort and you love it that much more because you have a personal connection. So I think that is the biggest thing that sets Covenant Sports apart. And that's why I came back to coach, is because I wanted to be able to pour into kids like I was poured into as an athlete. My name is Brandy Fishburne, and athletics is the reason that Covenant is a fit for me.
(54-31) is our halftime score. Alongside Sam Rumsa, I am Charles Benberry. Thank you for joining us tonight. Covenant Christian all over Ritter. Let's quickly go over the scoring recap for the Warriors, led in scoring by Hedrick and Marlin, both with 10. Shurig had 9. Trey Flatt had 8. Gus Chikamba had 7. Graham Shelton had 5. Fulbright 3. And Buckley with 2. For Ritter, led in scoring by Ogletree with 9. Cannon had 7. Zion Williams with 6. Jordan Turner with 4. And Sulzer and Sandifer with 2 apiece. Story in that first half, Sam. Turnovers for Cardinal Ritter. 3-point barrage from Covenant Christian, and that really is what got us to our 54-31 lead right now.
Yeah, Ritter just did not look comfortable at all. I mean, Covenant had him covered. Don't even know how many turnovers exactly it was, unfortunately, but I'm guessing they're already over their season average of 15. Covenant just got in the passing lane so effectively, forcing bad passes, poking it away. They went cold a little bit from 3 in that second quarter, but it still didn't matter because they put up, 27 points in both quarters. So a phenomenal offensive performance here in the second half, and they are 16 minutes away from wrapping up another win on their home court for senior night and getting their 15th win of the season. And just this team has just gotten better and better, because I saw them early in the year against Roncalli. They didn't have Shurig or Chikamba. They added Shurig, and the offensive ability of the team just skyrocketed. They had Chikamba, and they just are better all around. So they've just gotten better and better as they add guys as the year goes on.
Pick and roll, first shot of the second half, no good from Covenant Christian. Starters on the court for both teams. For Ritter, that's Turner, Sulzer, Williams, Cannon, and Ogletree. For Covenant Christian, all the seniors, Maudlin, Fulbright, Hedrick, Shurig, and Chikamba. Shurig gets the rebound. He's going to go 1v3. Here's Chikamba, left corner for 3. Short, Maudlin, nice no-look pass to Shurig. Misses it 3 times, gets his own rebound, but gets out of bounds. So the first 4 shots in this second half have all been misses. 3 from Covenant Christian, 1 from Cardinal Ritter. Full court press has been deployed all game for Covenant Christian. Ritter has had their difficulties breaking that press. They break it here. Here's Cannon left corner for 3. And Cannon has been the lone bright spot for this Ritter offense so far. Again, 7 in that first half. He's in double digits now with 10 as he connects from 3.
And as this game goes on, yes, this Covenant team is pretty deep. They've got a lot of different guys that can play and can shoot, but I do worry a little bit about the legs going, legs getting tired. Shots might end up being short, so that's something to watch out for if I'm Covenant.
All around the rim, Chikamba cannot get a floater. It's no good. And ball will go to Ritter. Covenant Christian still cannot get a basket. And if you're Ritter, this is the time to capitalize on maybe a cold streak coming from Covenant Christian. You need to score points here to get back in this game.
Oh.
And as Turner drives, a offensive foul is called.
And the offensive foul was before Maudlin went to the ground hard. But good sportsmanship by Turner helping him up.
Maudlin, the smallest guy on the court.
He doesn't play like
the
it.
Charge,
though.
yeah.
Man, he does not play like it. I've been so impressed with him all season.
He gets the charging call. Turner picks up his 3rd personal foul, the team's first here in the second half. Nice pass inside. That's Hedrick, and they finally get their first points of the second half off of a great assist by Chikamba.
And I was a little bit, I mentioned the half-court offense struggling for Covenant in spurts in that first half. Great set there by Hedrick coming across the paint. Good find by Chikamba.
Turner trying to find Ogletree on a bounce pass and bounce it right out of bounds. Here's Covenant Christian quickly up the court. Chikamba does his best inside the lane, loses the ball. He's still down on the court. Turner turns it over. And Chikamba now, what they call him pickup basketball, cherry picks as he gets his first scoring in the second half.
I was a little bit worried. He was looking like he was holding his head, but got back up just in time for Maudlin to have the ball and get it up court to him for the easy layup.
Cannon drives, his shot's blocked, but they're going to call a foul instead. Looks to be on Fulbright.
The way Fulbright just stood there and kind of froze, you could tell he didn't like that call. He was a little bit surprised by it.
Cannon will be on the free throw line.
57% foul shooter.
Misses the first. Here's that replay, and
yeah, I got him on the arm. But you see him just stand there, kind of stare at the ref. I mean, luckily for him, the ref took it in stride and was smiling about it. But
0 for 2 is Cannon. Turner with an offensive rebound, dribbles it off his foot. Here's Maudlin. Crosses the half-court line, looks for a teammate. Corner, Hedrick, 3. That's short, rebounded by Turner. Turner will push the pace. Right baseline, drives the lane, and Turner, nice strong take, gets his 6th point of the game.
He does it all for him. He's got nearly 8 points per game, nearly 6 rebounds per game, and over 4 assists per game. So he does it all for Ritter.
Churig drives, misses it. Here comes Cannon. Ritter's played better this second half. Cannon drives on Chikamba, gets the block, and it's going to be out of bounds on Ritter.
I think Cannon at that point was expecting more contact. He just kind of flailed his arms, and I don't think he was really ready to take it up like that, because I think he was expecting either more contact or a block or something, because he didn't quite look ready for it.
Rodney Adams checks into the game, and Jordan Turner will check out.
And go ahead.
Well,
that's what I like to see from Covenant, because when you come tournament time, they're not just going to be able to steal it away from their opponent every single possession and always running fast break. Games slow down. And so they need to be able to play in their offensive sets, slow things down, be methodical, and get a good shot, because they're not just going to be able to run and gun every game in the tournament necessarily. And you see that all the time, and that's a big struggle for teams that do like to run and gun, is when they meet somebody in the tournament that can just slow them down and go to a snail's pace. There's a nice take there by Fulbright, getting his 5th point.
His first scoring of the second half, and another turnover from Ritter. No look pass. Maudlin, corner. Maudlin is pure, his 3rd 3 of the game. He's got 13. And the lead blossoms, 63-36. Other end, nice strong take from Sulzer. He gets his 4th point. Hedrick, he'll pull up from 3. Ooh. Noah Hedrick, his first 3 of the game. He's got 5.
So much for those tired legs that I was potentially talking about.
Almost a reach and foul on Maudlin. Deep 3 from Ritter, and another pure 3 from Zion Williamson. He's perfect from the 3-point line, 3 for 3. And Ron Moore quickly calls a timeout. He'll take a full. We'll take one with him. Ritter has played better, but they're still down huge to Covenant Christian. More basketball next on Indiana SRN.
Parents, do you like free food? Hut, get on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
If you're ever sitting at home and say, hey, I want to hear more of that guy. I want to hear more of Sam. I want to hear more of Charles. Well, you can do that. Make sure to subscribe to us on our YouTube page at Indiana SRN. Never miss an upcoming game that we might have going on. You want a replay of this game that will be on Indiana SRN at the conclusion of the broadcast. I hear a lot of people saying they want to hear your voice, Sam, so if that happens, Indiana SRN on YouTube.
I like to hear my own voice, if you can't tell, so I might be hitting up the YouTube page later as well.
After the timeout, Chikamba thought about a 3.
At least that's what people tell me. They think I like to hear my own voice.
I was always told to have a face for radio, so yours is better than mine. Fulbright, or I'm sorry, that's Hedrick. Hedrick in the left corner in front of the bench. His second 3 of the game. He's got 8 in the second half, 18 points for the senior.
Good
nice
pass by Williams.
And a nice looking 3 in the corner. That's Sulzer. And that's what you like to see. You said this is a young team, but they're showing improvement. You see that exactly on that play right there.
I'm impressed by Williams, and as there's a find by Maudlin. Oh, just can't get to go, but gets the tip in. Wow. Ethan Maudlin with the tip in. Fighting for the board. But I'm impressed by Williams. I mean, he's just a sophomore, and obviously a lot of that is the fact that he has made all 3 of his threes. But as he gets fouled there, handles the ball pretty well. Nice find. But as we're going to see this tip in from Maudlin here, look at the little guy, just 5'10", but fighting for the putback. And you know, I did want to mention about Maudlin as Chikamba and he will go to the bench along with Hedrick and Schurig as we get a lot of the bench guys coming in. But with Maudlin, you know, he's got to adjust to a different role with Chikamba back and running the point. And I think he's embraced it well because he gets to score. He gets to shoot it more. He doesn't have to control the ball as much. And so it's an adjustment. But I think for him, he'd probably say it's a positive adjustment.
For the 5 seniors take out as another basket is scored by Sulzer. He's heating up here in the second half. He's got 7. Turnover. Turner, layup, no good. Ogletree, putback is good.
Nice touch there. Ogletree now in double figures with 11.
And a foul is going to be called on the sideline. That's going to be called, I believe, on Rodney Adams. It's going to be his first personal, the team's 3rd. So all the bench is in for Covenant again except for Fulbright, who stays on the court. Flatt is out there along with Brian Lomax, Brock Buckley, and Graham Shelton. Looks to be man-to-man for Ritter here on this possession. They were in that 2-3 zone, didn't work so well. Again, a nice-looking pass and a nice-looking layup by Graham Shelton.
Good find. Good cut by Shelton. And another forced turnover as Flatt just wreaks havoc defensively. I mean, he looks like the linebacker that he is. I mean, flying around making plays, and he just knows where that ball is going.
Substitution for Ritter as Sulzer will check out of the game after an errant pass, and checking into the game.
Fulbright gets fouled.
Michael Miller, as you mentioned, Fulbright is fouled.
Miller, just a freshman. I mean, not a whole lot of experience on this team. You do lose Ogletree, heading into next year, but hopefully for Cardinal Ritter and Coach Ron Moore, a lot of guys coming back, and you hope a guy like Mikhail Miller can step into a bigger role next year. As Fulbright faked the screen and just went to the lob play.
Good at looking inbound pass as Fulbright knocks down a pair of free throws. He's got 4 here in this second half. Minute to go, 75-48 is our score. And here's Miller. With the right hand, drives the lane, and a foul is called, and that's the 4th on Brian Lomax.
Good take there by the freshman.
That's going to put Miller on the free throw line on the year. Stat sheet has him down for 2. It's going to be 50% as he misses the first free throw. Lomax will check out of the game. And checking into the game will be Caleb Crane.
Yeah, it's been a tough day for Lomax because he's only played a few minutes and has 4 fouls, but he is a valuable member of that bench as both free throws miss.
Flat double teamed near the half-court line, and they're going to say Flat was out of bounds.
He just slipped, and that's unfortunate. But he also did dribble himself into the corner, not really the corner, but essentially the corner, because you can't go backwards with the half-court line. So you want to stick more to the middle of the court. Give yourself a lane.
Oh. We both have the same reaction. Through the hands of Rodney Adams. Looked like a football pass to the assistant coaches and the players. Yeah, to the bench mob of Ritter. Not even they were expecting or caught the pass.
Good thing there's just a wall behind him there instead of fans, because fans might have been in the way of that one.
Ball movement is done to perfection. Rewarded with Brock Buckley layup. He's got 4. And with 20 seconds to go, we'll see if Ritter wants to hold for the final shot here in the third quarter. Ball is tipped out of bounds, and substitution on the court. Looks like Cannon's going to check into the game for Ritter, and Turner will check out. Inbound to the ball under their own basket is Ritter. And Williams for 3.
Ooh, wow.
That's Williams again. He is perfect. 4 for 4 from the three-point line, and now Flat is called for a travel.
Flat struggling with the ball handling a little bit here as Ritter goes with the full court press.
Williams for his perfection to continue. No good. And that is how this third quarter will end. 77-51. Covenant Christian 8 minutes away from getting their 15th win on the year. Stay tuned and join us after the break. You're listening to Warrior Basketball on Indiana SRN.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
Ah, my favorite patient. Ah, my favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
But the game was the
game was coming, but you can also see more games on Indiana SRN on our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. Click that subscribe button and to find out what Sam and I were talking about, seeing more games. We were talking about New Pal and how they scored 80 to 90 points in a flurry against their opponent.
I was going to say that game took like an hour and 9 minutes. It was the quickest paced, high scoring game you'd ever see. So that's the teaser that we were talking about during the break.
And Covenant Christian is close to that 90-point threshold with 77 points here going into the fourth quarter. They lead 77-51.
Interested to see if they, you don't look for a team to run up the score or anything, but they have scored more than 103 different games this season. So interested to see if they're able to get at least 23 here in this fourth quarter.
And another turnover for Ritter. Here comes Schurig. Schurig terminates the dribble on the far side and finally finds a teammate. It's in the hands of Flatt. Drives the lane. They're going to count the basket. Somehow gets that in. Trey Flatt just going to will it in and put him on the line for one more.
That's just his strength.
Trey Flatt's basket is good. Fouls number 23.
Yeah, he uses to his advantage. That gives him double figures with 10. Make it 11.
So Flatt knocks down the free throw attempt, and it makes it an 80-51 point advantage.
Gotta be careful here. Gotta get across half court, or they do.
They've been called for a 10-second violation 2 or 3 times in this game so far. Adams dribbles himself into a trap, turns the ball over. Here's Schurig. Schurig, Flatt, corner, 3. Nothing but net. Trey Flatt having himself a fourth quarter so far. He's got 5.
He's got some sort of swimming race with the bench mob that was pretty entertaining.
Inside Ogletree, strong layup off the glass. He's got 2 here in this fourth quarter.
13 total, nearing his season average. Flatt's going to let it fly again.
Trey Flatt is unconscious so far in this fourth quarter.
9 points in the first 80 seconds of this fourth quarter.
17 total for Flatt. Cannon will try to combat with a 3. No good. Trey Flatt and Ogletree on the ground wrestling. Here's the same spot, same action for Flatt. Right in front of Pops. He said, Pops, give me the ball a little bit more. I'm unconscious right now. He'll control the ball walking down the court here. We'll see if he wants to see if his hot streak will continue. He goes right back to that corner. Same spot, same action, same result. Trey Flatt, 13 here in the fourth. Almost with the steal. Driving, layup, no good. On the drive is Zion Williams. We'll see if that foul's going to be called on. It's going to go on Flatt.
Maybe if you're Ritter, don't let him go to the corner open again. As we see the and one, his first basket of this fourth quarter. Just using his strength, but then using the finesse, getting to the corner, knocking down 3 straight threes. So 12 in the quarter for him. 20 for the game.
Checking in Lomax to see how quickly he can not pick up his 5th foul. He's been in for a total of maybe 3 to 4 minutes and has 4 fouls.
It's been a tough fight for Lomax. I mean, he's key bench contributor for this team. But it's been a tough night for him, and that happens.
After Williams knocks down a pair of free throws, Michael Miller checks into the game. Looks like we have a final. Brebeuf defeats Heritage 58-44. Covenant ran that same play, trying to get Flatt in the left corner.
He wants another one.
Will he continue? I'm telling you, Trey Flatt is unconscious. 4 straight threes. And if you're his coach and his father happens to be the same, you got to be a proud moment for your son lighting up the scoreboard here, and he's only a junior. Cannon. He'll try to answer with the three, and he does. Nice looking shot from Cannon. Ron Moore with the timeout, full timeout. He'll try to slow down this barrage of threes from Coach's son, Trey Flatt. He's got 15 here in the fourth. 92-58 is our score.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
If you or anyone else missed a game, if you don't want to miss a game, if you want to follow more of our content, go on YouTube, click that subscribe button at Indiana. Disappointed. We were just told by the athletic director here at Covenant Christian that the record for points in a quarter is 18. We mentioned before the break, Trey Flatt has 15. So he's going for the record himself. And the way he's shooting the ball right now, Sam, he might get that record and break it on senior night. He's a junior, and I'm not sure if his dad knows that, but I wonder if the players do and say, hey, let's get Trey Flatt the ball. Let's see if he can break that record.
It's been a remarkable quarter, but Salter is really not wanting him to get the ball here.
They must have told Salter during that timeout, he's all over Flatt. So let's see what the junior does as he inbounds the ball to Lomax. Lomax guarded by Miller. Run the action, and you heard the play call being called out. That's a flare. Flatt almost loses the ball. Lomax drives in the lane. Foul called. Gets his first points of the game in the fourth quarter and put him on the line for one more.
We were just talking, it's been a rough game for him, but strong take there, sticking with it. Lomax still trying to contribute. This is a free throw, but
86% free throw shooter, misses the back end of an and one. Miller looking for a teammate. Fourth quarter brought to you by Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. Give them a call, 317-472-7600.
And there the student section's getting their wish. The seniors, all 5 of them, coming back in. Student section has been chanting seniors, seniors, so all 5 going to come back in, and Trey Flatt's probably going to be like, really? Really, I've got 15 and you're going to take me out right now? But we still might see him later in the stretch, later in this fourth quarter. I would assume that Coach Flatt would take the seniors back out and give them one big ovation. But
he probably told his dad, "Come on, Dad, I'm at 15. Let me get 4 more." 3-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Ogletree. Right-hand floater, soft touch from the senior. And he's got 4 this quarter as a errant pass from Covenant Christian. Ritter will get the ball back. 4 minutes to go. Covenant Christian looking for their 15th win on the year. As Ogletree loses the ball, and good swarm defense by the Warriors. You know, for Ogletree, he's got the length and he's got the size. I think he just needs some touch down there in the post. If he can get some nice post touch down there, he's going to be a really good player. I'm not sure what he's doing next level-wise if he's going to play at college. But if he does, if he just continues to work on his craft, especially the soft touch down there in the post, I think he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Absolutely. He looks raw, but he's talented. And you can't teach that size and that length. I mean, he's 6'6", but extremely long arms. He's going to check out. And DaCosta comes in. Now, the program record, we still got just under 4 minutes to go. The program record for points in a game is 110. That came back in 2014 against Indianapolis Homeschool. They scored 110 in that one, and that was a 110-103 double overtime victory. So we mentioned that they've eclipsed the 100-point mark 3 different times this season, but they're 16 off from tying that program record, and I don't think they're going to get there, but who knows? As the offense slows it down a little bit, but you never know.
Fulbright is fouled on the drive. Michael Miller picks up the foul. It's his second. Team's 8th. Fulbright will go to the free throw line. He's made all of his free throws, albeit 2. And knocks down the first. Next games for both teams, as Fulbright knocks down the second free throw attempt. Covenant Christian will play at Cascade next week. Cascade,
good take by Miller, the freshman.
Cascade 8-12. Again, that game is next week, the 25th. Schurig's 3 is short. For Cardinal Ritter, their next game will also be the 25th of next week, but they have a much tougher matchup. Providence Cristo Rey will host Ritter, and their record is 17-3. They're a really good team, and they're going to cause some trouble in sectionals. So Ritter with a tough draw. Schurig muscles his way inside the paint, and a foul is called on the senior Will Sandifer.
That's his first foul.
So Schurig will go to the free throw line. It'll be his first free throw attempts of the year. Or of the season, of the game, excuse me, as it rattles out. Second attempt is good.
He's got 10.
Now, now in double figures with 10. Albright drives, left-hand layup. Nice-looking layup from Austin Sulzer. He's looked good here as a steal from Adams. Euro left-hand layup is good from Adams. 4 quick points here by the Raiders. Schurig drives, cannot get the basket to fall. But he'll be back on the free throw line where he just went 1 for 2. Acosta picks up his second personal foul. You have to think if you're Covenant Christian, you're up 97-68. Still driving the basket, still getting foul calls on the defense. Sulzer will check out of the game. Checking in will be Josh Adams. And also, a player does not have a jersey on the roster. So I'm not sure who that is.
That's unfortunate.
But we'll figure it out when they say the player's name. Miller drives, and he misses the layup, excuse me. Hedrick thought about a 3. Will drive with the right hand. Left corner, Schurig. Fulbright will take the 3. And that is way off. Went through a wind tunnel. And now a foul is called on Covenant Christian. I believe it's going to go on Maudlin if I'm... No, it's actually going to go against Sam Fulbright.
Donovan Royston at the line. 5'11" sophomore.
He misses the first free throw attempt. Second attempt is good, so sophomore seeing some action, gets his first point of the game. Makes it a 99-71 point lead. In case I didn't mention, the halftime show brought to you by Giacomo's Pizza, family owner and upper crust pizza. Delicious. They have 3 locations. Give them a call at one of them, 317-986-4545, as Shikamba picks up a foul on the defensive end. It's going to be his 4th personal. That third quarter brought to you by PC Pros, web design and internet marketing. Give Derek a call, 765-273-3401, the official web provider for Indiana SRN. Rodney Adams will be at the free throw line. His first trip in today's game.
Doing a good job scoring here in this 4th quarter. Has Ritter. I mean, they haven't given up by any means. But they just ran into a buzzsaw tonight. When you turn the ball over like that, you just, it's so hard to have any chance.
Baseball pass down the court, can't be controlled by Hedrick.
And I wonder if Coach Flatt is going to let them get up to 100 points before he takes the seniors out, or at what point does he call in the subs to take these 5 seniors out and give them the ovation from this home crowd that they deserve.
Hedrick drives, loses the ball. Schurig finds Maudlin left corner. And now Chicombo will control it. Minute 40 to go here in the game. Still running the offense. Ooh, they're going to call a carrying on Chicombo on the hesitation move. And now Trey Flatt will check back into the game. So will the bench. Oh, no, just...
I think they're going to do maybe one-on-one substitutions.
So Gus Chicombo will check out of the game. He had himself a heck of a game. 9 total points for the senior. Next substitution, Brock Buckley checks into the game. That is Hedrick will check out. He had 10 in the first, 8 in the second half, give him 18 total.
Cool moment here is they come out one by one. Refs holding this one up too, as each senior will be able to check out individually.
Schurig checks out. He had 9 in the first, 2 in the second, so 11 total.
Coach Flatt said, that's enough. We'll get the last 2 out here next possession.
So again, 18 points in a quarter is the school record. Trey Flatt has 15 in this 4th. Can he break the record in a minute 20? DeCasa in the post. Can't get the layup, but he gets his own rebound. DeCasa again misses, gets his own board again, blocked. No good. Rebounded by Ritter. Here's Miller for 3. Way off. And Maudlin saves it. Maudlin. Oop. Wanted a dunk, but Brock Buckley, couldn't get up that high, but gets the layup. Over 100 points goes Covenant Christian. Covenant Christian now with the rebound. In a corner, Maudlin, 3. No good. DeCosta with the board. And a foul is called on Covenant Christian.
I think that was good sportsmanship there by Flatt for his own teammates. He purposely goes for the foul so that the seniors can substitute here in this final 30 seconds. Maudlin will come out, checking out. Coming in as Crane. Really solid game for Ethan Maudlin tonight.
He had 10 in the first half, 5 in the second, 15 total. And the last and final senior, Sam Fulbright, checks out. He only had 3 in the first, stepped it up in the second half. 6. He had 9 total. It's a nice ovation from the seniors. And the free throw attempt is good. That's Donovan Roystedt. His points coming from the free throw line. He's got 2. Second one rattles out.
Good board by Buckley.
Let's see if Trey Flatt can get another point here to at least tie the record. They don't seem to be looking for him. Now he has the ball.
You know he's going to shoot, right? He's got to. Oh, wow. Dad Price said, you know what? Let's just run this one out.
So he's not going to break the record, but he comes close. 15 points. And that's how this game ends, 101-72. Covenant Christian gets their 15th win on the year on senior night. We'll quickly take a quick break, come back, and recap it all for you. You're listening to high school basketball in Indiana, SRN.
Congratulations to both teams. Now
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures.
Because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
Welcome back, Indiana SRN. Reminder, you can check us out on YouTube as senior night comes to an end. Sam Rumps along with Charles Benberry, and Covenant gets the 101-72 win over Cardinal Ritter. Their fourth time eclipsing 100 points this season here and it comes on senior night as Covenant Christian gets their 15th win of the year. They are 15-7. They are at Cascade on the 25th. Ritter falls to 5-15. They've got 2 games left in the regular season. On the 25th, they are at Providence Cristo Ray at Washington High School. Providence Cristo Ray really good, 17-3, so that should be a test for them. And they've got Tri-West a week from tonight. But, Charles, you're counting up the point totals. There's certainly a lot for you to count because Covenant racks up 101 points. Such an impressive performance, forcing the turnovers, scoring at will. They went a little bit cold down the stretch in the fourth, but still able to get over that 100-point mark.
They did, led in scoring by Trey Flatt, 15 points in that fourth quarter, 22 for the game. Noah Hedrick had 18. Ethan Mullen had 15. And Shurig had 11, so 4 in double figures. 9 from Gus Chikamba, 7 from Graham Shelton, and 6 from Brock Buckley. That goes to your total of 101. Sam mentioned the games coming up. Those are all next week. Tip-offs for those games are both at 7:30. For Ben Wood, who's producing, and we have head coach here. We'll go and interview head coach here real quick. And Coach, on senior night, your team puts up 101 points. You got to be proud of your team, especially the seniors coming out tonight and showing that sportsmanship. And they really shot the ball well. I think it was led by your defense.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it. We had a great start with that group of seniors. Man, I don't remember what the lead was, but we put up 15 pretty quick, and really it was because of the defense that got us a lot of easy looks early, built that confidence up. Sam Fulbright coming out and hitting that 3 right out of the gate, that was perfect. That's exactly what we needed.
For the seniors, you gave them each a one-by-one standing ovation, special moment for them. What are these seniors meant to you, and what are they going to mean to you, and what's their legacy here at Covenant Christian?
Yeah, it's a great group. We're going to miss them. Their work ethic, certainly, the way in which they play together. They understand when they play together, there's not too many teams that can beat us in the state of Indiana, and it's just getting them locked in and getting our younger guys to play at that level in terms of effort and intensity on the defensive side of the ball. Those guys are great leaders and makes practices incredibly competitive, which we love.
I'm not sure if you knew, but the school record for points in a quarter is 18. Your son Trey had 15 in the fourth. He was looking for the ball late in the game. He didn't quite get it, but he had 15 points. Would you have liked to see him try to break that school record tonight?
Yeah, I did not have any clue about that. So, yeah, I mean, with records, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, not a big deal for me.
Coach, you got a game next week, I believe, against Cascade, 8-12. Your team has some momentum here, 15-7 going on to the year. What are you looking forward to in that matchup next week?
Yeah, Cascade on the road. Coach Du Bois always has his guys well prepared. He's a great X's and O's coach. A lot of respect for him. So we know we'll have a very competitive game at Cascade to finish out the season. We're obviously excited about Sunday and seeing where the draw puts us going into the tournament. It's hard not to think about the tournament at this point in time, so trying to keep the guys focused.
Coach, pleasure. Congratulations on a win on senior night, and good luck next week.
Hey, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate all you guys
do. Covenant Christian with a 101-72 victory tonight against Cardinal Ritter. For our producer, Ben Wood, cameraman and the head boss, Jerry Collins, and my broadcast partner, Sam Rumsa. I'm Charles Benbury saying stay inspired. Thanks for joining us on Indiana SRN.